everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume Show today, I got a very awesome, cool guest, and her name is Olivia Roldan, and she is an actress and a singer, and she stars as Skye Hoshi in Skye Hoshi Anime Girl. And I'm really looking forward to talking to her about the film, about playing a lead, and about her acting life. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Room. And my interview with Olivia will be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Room. And as always, welcome to my nightmare. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out of your night and coming on.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to chat Skye Hoshi.
Oh, definitely. Yes. So like the first thing I want to start out asking you is I like I see you did like stage work early
Mhm.
on. And is there any play that you love doing the most?
So, geez, what play did I love the most? I will say I've done a lot of theater. I've done a lot of musical theater. Um, I really enjoyed working on The King and I. So I'm
Okay.
not sure if you're familiar with that musical, but that was
Yeah.
a lot of fun to do. Um, the vocals were definitely challenging, and it was something outside of my, I think, wheelhouse. And I was, I would say probably another favorite just because the role was very challenging for me and it was something new to explore, but it was called The Conduct of Life. And yeah, that was like a straight play. And I did that my freshman year of college.
Oh
And
wow.
that's probably, it was a very memorable experience for me. I was fresh out of conservatory and yeah, and I was new in college and I got the lead role. And I think that was definitely very validating for me. So, yeah, I would say those are some of my probably my favorite projects to work on.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
Yeah.
So like what drew you to to want to act and do plays and sing?
Yeah, so a lot of the influence comes from my family. I would say I grew up in a very artistically expressive household. My mom is a dancer. She's also a
Oh,
photographer and a visual artist.
oh
And
wow.
my aunt is a visual artist, and my uncle, and he's a musician as well. And I think just I was put into the arts at a very young age. So just being around that, I think that was a big influence for me growing up for sure. And
Wow.
then yeah, I've just always been in the arts. Like I've been involved for many years.
Oh wow. Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
your passion definitely started very
With my
young.
family, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Nice. And what was the first role you ever had for either film or television?
For film or TV, my very first role in film and television. I gotta go back. I gotta go back. Um, this is many years ago, but it was my first, I would say, maybe first real job I booked. That was IMDb credited. It was called the Immigrants Next Door, and it was a pilot. Unfortunately, it didn't go to network, but it was
Uh,
hilarious, and I had so much faith in the script. It was so good. So yeah, unfortunately, it never got picked up. It
oh,
stopped at the pilot, but yeah, it was a sitcom comedy. Exactly what it sounds like about these immigrants who moved into this neighborhood. Um, and yeah, it was fun, and I got to play the annoying younger sister, which was a super fun role to play. But
okay.
yeah.
And and we were talking earlier, but before we came on, that we're both big fans of horror movies, and I saw you
Yes.
were actually in a horror film.
Yep.
And how was the experience like being on set for Hell House 3?
It was so surreal just watching the films and being a fan of Hell House. I did my research, of course, before I auditioned. So I was watching all the films and I was like, these films are really great found footage.
They are.
And yeah. And then to be able to be on set after watching the film was a very surreal experience. And it was cool just to see the behind the scenes of how you make found footage horror,
Mhm.
which I'm sure is very different than like your typical film structure. But yeah, it was very cool. And I was told I have a good horror scream. So
Oh, really?
yeah. Yeah. I
So,
may or may not survive, but yeah.
well, if you have a good horror scream, I'm sure you're gonna get picked to be in a lot more horror films.
I would hope so. I love horror. I'm a big fan, especially of the Conjuring universe is
Oh
like,
my God,
yeah,
yes.
I'm obsessed with those films. And yeah, everything from The Conjuring to The Nun and then Insidious and like just that whole realm.
Those are
It's very
so
intriguing.
good. Yes, I know they're
Yeah.
so good. I the Bonnie Aaron's the one who plays the nun. Like she does an incredible job with that.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it's so
insane.
scary.
So I was just watching the behind the scenes too of, I think it was like The Conjuring 3. And is that the one that starts with the little boy who's possessed and he's like on the table and they're like
Yes, yes.
exorcising him right on the table there? And
Yes.
yeah, I was watching the behind the scenes of that. I literally the other day it came up on my TikTok that my For You page is working, I guess. And it came up and yeah, it was actually this young girl who's a contortionist. Um and most of that scene was filmed live and very little CGI was used. They did use some CGI,
Really?
but they didn't have to because she was able to contort her body in all these ways that are just not what the average person can do.
Oh my God, that's
So
crazy.
yeah, it's very cool. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's funny you said that. Like um a couple years ago, I interviewed the actress that played the girl that comes out of the well for The Ring, and
Oh
she's a con contortion,
yeah.
that word.
Yeah, a
And
contortionist. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and she was telling me how, like, like what you saw on screen was actually her, like, coming out of the well,
That's
and
so
how she, like, got
wild.
her legs above her head and twisting her body and crawling, like that
Oh
was all
my
her.
God.
Yeah.
That's so impressive to me. Like just the human body bending in those
I
sorts
know,
of
that's
ways.
crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God, are you
Yeah.
serious?" I said, "You didn't even get hurt?" She's like, "No."
That's so cool. Yeah. Props to her. That's
I
very
know,
cool.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you're part of this amazing new film that will be coming out, Skye Hoshi Anime Girl, and you play the lead. You play Skye Hoshi.
I
So
do.
yes. So how did you wind up getting this?
Well, Kalani, Kalani and Stephanie reached out to me a few days before filming and we're like, hey, we're filming this feature film that we're currently in the works and we start in like 3 days and they kind of had to because they were timing it also with Anime NYC
Mhm.
and that was the first day of filming and I accepted the role, didn't really know much about it. I just had like a sort of idea and then they were like, okay, so we start in a few days. I think I was told on a Wednesday maybe, and it was Saturday. I came in for costume fitting, and that's
Yeah.
when Stephanie and Kalani put together the Skye Hoshi costume. And then the next day I was filming and
Oh
with
my
little
God.
little knowledge about the film, about Skye. So I kind of was learning about Skye as the process was unfolding and
Yeah.
also learning the script and it's very new approach for me, but I think it's great because a lot of this industry is keeps you on your toes. So this process definitely had me on my toes. But yes, it was offered to me and it was such an incredible experience. Yeah, I'm happy I said yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So when you're like when you basically jump right into the role without any
Yes.
prep, hardly any prep. Like, how do you get into like the mindset, like the head of Skye Skye Hoshi, like without like a lot of prep?
Oh man. Yeah, that was it was so I did some research, my research being YouTube and Google. So I went on YouTube and I saw some like anime clips, and I did already have an idea of anime. So growing up, I'm not very, well versed in anime. I just know some anime from my brother. So growing up
Okay.
with an older brother, he would watch a lot of anime because of that. Like I watch some stuff with him. And so I had some knowledge, right? And then I watched, their mannerisms and some of their poses and, yeah, some of the little habits that they have. And I implemented that. So that's how I was able to get into the headspace, is really just research, like doing just some, like watching some clips here and there. And there wasn't anything in particular. It was really, I would just try to look at montages on YouTube of like the best scenes from like anime. And it was just somebody who put like a collage of like different, but specifically female anime I was looking for. So yeah, that's how I prepared in those few days.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
And like I saw photos of you as Skye, and they look incredible, and you just look so badass, like you're ready to whoop
Oh,
someone.
thanks. Thank you.
Like, what did you, when you first saw like these shots, like how how was your, when you see yourself as this character, like the first shots, like what are you thinking?
First of all, heck yeah, this is cool. And it's very cool because I've always wanted to play a strong female lead, specifically in an action type of orientated film. And this has a little bit of action. There's a lot of heart. It's a lot of comedy. There's a lot of really sweet moments, but it was just cool to see these badass images of this, yeah, this female lead,
Yes.
Skye Hoshi. So yeah, it's a very, very cool, very, very good feeling. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And did you have to like learn the fights and stuff? Like did you have to do like a lot of training for that?
No, so there's not a ton of like, there's not like a like, this isn't John Wick over here, right? So I didn't have to go, I didn't have to get crazy now. But I but there are a couple scenes where I had to get a little handsy and, really stand my ground
Hmm.
and put people in their place. And Kalani, I choreographed that where we felt safe and where we felt like we didn't have to have a ton of training. It was just simple moves, and with some camera, the simple yeah, just simple moves, simple choreographed moves, we are
Hmm.
able to really execute very cool scenes where the laser does come out and where I might need to, in lack of better terms, manhandle someone or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And for anyone who don't know about the film, is can you tell us a little bit about what the film is and about who Skye Hoshi is?
Yeah, of course. So, Skye Hoshi is about this anime girl who falls out of a poster and she comes into the real world. She is now alive, but it is up to Adam, who is the dorky but lovable comic book store employee. And it's up to Adam to get Skye back to her poster, which is her home, before it is too late.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, and Skye, I would say, is she's very she's very she's definitely very strong, and I feel like sure, and I this sound sure of who she is, but also you're like, but she's kind of also confused the whole film. But I mean, I just think she's very confident in who she is and very sure of herself. And she's someone who does not take life for granted, and she's someone who appreciates the little things in life that we often take for granted. And I find her to be a very lovable character, and I hope everyone does love Skye as much as I do.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And is there any scene that you loved filming the most? Like, I mean, I know it's not out yet, and what
Mm.
you can say, we can say. But is
Yeah,
there like a certain scene or something you had the most fun with?
man, the best scene. Oh, there's so many favorite scenes. I think one of them was, excuse me, definitely the anime NYC. I would say that was a fun one. There's so many, it's too hard for me to pick. There's so many different scenes in that film for different reasons. There are some that were just so I just the scenes, so there are some scenes between Hunter and um Hunter, who plays Adam, and
Hmm.
myself, that were just so tender and so humane, that and there was so much heart. And that's like one reason why I would love, some of those scenes. But then there's the action scenes, and there's the
Yeah.
scenes where I'm in where I'm in anime NYC, and it was just so cool because those guys experiencing anime NYC for the first time, so am I. So it was, there's some acting there, but a lot of it was also me just being in absolute awe because it was my first time. I was like, whoa, this is so cool.
Oh,
So that was definitely one of my favorites, just being able to attend Anime NYC, but coming as my own original cosplay, which
yeah.
was a very cool experience in itself. We had people coming up to us and, asking like, oh, who is this character? She looks so cool, which was super validating for us, considering that also that Kalani and Stephanie created this character, and to have
Hmm.
people from the community just being like, wow, this is so cool. Like, who is this girl? Who is this
Nice.
character? That was very, very cool experience.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
nice. And how was the set like? Like, where did you wind up filming at?
Ooh, so we had Anime NYC. We have a comic book store in it's Everywhere Comics, I believe, in Long
Okay.
Island City. And then we filmed in Brooklyn by the pier, and there was like where we would there's a shot that you guys see from like where you could see the New York City skyline. I think there's some pictures online, but so oh, and then also Hunter's apartment.
Okay.
Um, and then that, yeah, so that's right. And then we filmed at the actual production studio.
Yeah.
And then we did a couple on the street. Um, think I hit them all.
Okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. There were a lot of different locations. Yeah. Yeah.
And is there any similarities between yourself and Skye Hoshi?
Yeah, I think her optimism, because even she's facing this like life or death situation, and there comes a point where I don't want to say too much, so but she is facing this life or death situation, but she still, even towards like the end of the movie, still manages to remain so optimistic, and um still see the beauty in this decision, whatever that may be, that she's
Mhm.
making. And I'm not going to say I'm optimistic all the time. That would be a lie. But I would say that I try to see the good in people, but also in situations. I really do try my best. So I would say definitely, I think Sky and myself have that in common.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And was there any funny or cool behind the scenes stories that happened while you were doing the film?
Well, there's a scene where we film. There's actually a couple. Okay. So this one is okay. I'm like, where do I start? We had such a fun time filming. This is a good sign. I'm like, there were so many good moments and fun stories. And um, okay. So the first day I met Hunter, who plays Adam, in this scene, I had to eat a bowl of ramen. And
Okay.
it was my first time in the movie eating ramen. And I love it. And I'm really excited to eat it. So I remember they gave me the bowl of ramen, and I also know that in anime, sometimes they'll take the bowl up to their mouth and they'll just like
Mhm.
eat really fast and bring it up to their
Yes.
mouth and just go for it. So
Yes.
I went, hey, Kalani, I have an idea for the scene. Do you mind if I just go for it? And they didn't, no one in the crew knew what I was talking about. So they were all just like, yeah, whatever. Like, we're cool. Like, make choices, like do whatever. And Hunter's meeting me for the first time. This is one of our first few scenes together. So he's sitting next to me and I take the bowl of ramen and I just scoop a giant, and I mean like probably the size of my head. I almost put the whole bowl of ramen into my mouth. So my cheeks are puffed out like a chipmunk. And then Hunter is looking at me in absolute like shock. So you'll see that in the film when Adam is looking at me in shock. That's just Hunter being like, who is this girl? And everyone was like, oh my God, she's going for it. And I was just stuffing the ramen in my mouth. So I would say that's definitely a very funny set story. No one expected me to go for it. And that
I'm
that
sure
ended
not.
up making, that made the film though. It made the cut. So I didn't do it in vain. Yeah.
I you did it to have it on film, and it worked.
It worked.
And it
So
worked.
yeah.
And, what when you're not filming, what do you like doing during your downtime, your free time?
Yeah. So I'm a real big outdoorsy person. So I
Okay.
enjoy hiking. I enjoy like trail walking. I have a dog. So she's like a German Shepherd mix with I believe terrier. And
Oh wow.
yeah, so she's a big doggo. So I like to take her out, and yeah, my free time I like to take her on trails, maybe go hiking, and hanging out with friends, finding new places to eat. I love eating out. So
Yes, same.
yeah, so that's something I definitely like to do on my downtime is eat, eat, eat. So that's
What
definitely
are
me and Skye have that in common as well. So
what are some foods you like to eat a lot?
ramen is definitely one of them. Like,
Oh, really? Okay, so that
yeah,
wasn't just like a
that's
prop for the film.
yeah, it was a bit like the best prop, but yeah, it was so good. Yeah, spicy miso ramen is like one of my go-to.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely my go-to ramen. So
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
I, I'm actually gonna try that. Like, I live in Philly, and we do have like a lot of shops, like ramen shops. So
Yes,
yeah.
the spicy miso ramen, and make sure it has all the goodies inside. Like the
Okay.
boiled egg, the pork, the bamboo shoot, the fish cake, the
Oh my god.
scallions, and I could keep going and going, but you gotta has to have all the goodies in it. But yeah, it's
Oh
good.
my
Spicy miso
god.
ramen.
Okay.
Good
All
stuff.
right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm definitely doing that 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what about like junk junk food? Like, is there any junk food that it's bad, but you eat it and you like?
What? Me? No, no. Yeah, I love junk food. Yeah. What do I like? That's junk. So these things, I think they put something in it because the way I can't stop myself from eating it is crazy. So there's these they're like turtle chips. Like you can find them at H Mart, and
Oh, okay.
they're it's called turtle. Like they're called turtle chips. So it's not real turtle. It's just straight up chips. It's just I don't know why, but anyways. So the chips, it's like chocolate churro flavored chips.
Okay.
Oh my God. You will thank me later. Get those chips.
Okay.
H Mart, find the chips with the turtle on it, and
Yeah.
it's churro, but chocolatey flavor. It's so good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You trust me. Just
Oh my
trust me.
God. All right. So
Yeah.
I got
You
all
got to
these
visit
things to
H
try
Mart.
now. Yes.
Yes.
I got all
Yeah.
these things to try now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. And what kind of music do you like? Like, what's on your playlist?
Yeah. So I listen to a wide variety of music, but
Okay.
I'm a big lyric person.
Oh,
So
okay.
I definitely like, like Ingrid Michaelson,
Mhm.
or I'm trying to, I can't see my girl T Swift. Um, but really she's a great lyricist. So I think like anything, who else? Louis Capaldi, like people, yeah, I enjoy lyrics. I'm a big,
Nice.
how some people are more like the beat,
Well,
they
yeah,
listen
yeah.
to, yeah, which I do. I appreciate that part of the music, the instrumentals, but
Mhm.
I'm a big lyric person.
Okay. All
I listen
right.
to the lyrics a lot. Yeah.
Nice. And what was the last song that was stuck in your head? Like, something you can't you hear it in the morning and you sing it all day.
Oh my God. The last thing Kalani and Stephanie are listening to this, they would need to get it. So we used to make like on set on Skye Hoshi, we would sing all these like wild tunes and just like
Okay.
we would take tunes, but like put like we would make Skye Hoshi, but put Skye Hoshi into the song.
Okay.
So fun fact, we created a rap on the set of Skye Hoshi. I literally was writing the rap in my notes. Like we would all I would say a line, then someone else would say a line, then we would start adding lines to whatever the rap. And I didn't think anything of it, but like Kalani's like, send the rap over. I was like, all right, cool. I send the rap over, and he turned it into a whole song. So we made a rap. We
What?
have
Are
a
you
rap,
serious?
and it is premiere. It's going to be at the credits. At the end,
No.
the credits. We have a whole rap. It's insane, guys.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, that we created. It's very cool. But yeah, that's probably the last thing that stuck in my head. So,
Okay.
oh man, yeah. If I'm being honest. So
There you go.
yeah.
Is there any artist or band that you would love to see live?
Um, Probably My Chemical Romance would be really cool.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that'd be really cool to see them. I saw Blink 182 when I was young, much
They're
younger.
so
But yeah,
good.
yeah, so good. But yeah, I think that'd be cool to see them before I don't have that chance anymore. But yeah.
Now, horror films, like I know you said like you're a big fan of The Conjuring and
Yeah.
Insidious. Like, what are
Yeah.
some what are some of like your top horror films that you love watching?
Well, definitely The Conjuring. I've saw those movies quite a few times. Um, I would say I love pretty much every genre. So I don't know if there's like one particular horror film, but I will say genre-wise, I like every type of subgenre of horror,
Yeah.
except for the one that really I can't hang. I can't hang for it. It's the slasher films.
Okay.
Those are too much. I just was watching a couple months ago, Terrifier 1 and
Yes, yes,
2.
the clown.
Oh my God. I was hiding under the blanket for the second one, especially. That one, there was no chill. So I
No.
had like my blanket over my head, and I was just like, I said to my boyfriend, I was like, hey, so when these scenes are over, can you just let me know? And then I'll like uncover. But before that, I can't. Brutal.
They
Brutal.
they are like really brutal like horror movies, and especially Terrifier 2, like you
Oh my
said, with the
God.
one scene with the girl in the bedroom.
Oh my God,
And
terrible, terrible. I couldn't watch it.
oh
I
my
literally was like,
God.
this is terrible. So just let me know when it's over.
Yeah.
That was too bad. I could not. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that those are very brutal and bloody. Like you have to be a fan of slasher films to like that.
Just enjoyed that. Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah.
So you fan of like I mean like Freddy and Jason and
Yeah,
Michael?
I think
They're
that's a
considered
little,
like
those are
slashers too.
considered slasher.
Yeah.
And they're fun. But yeah, see, I'm not even like I think they're fun films.
Mhm.
They're great. But no, I prefer like the demonic ones, like where
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
the ghost, like the poltergeist, or like something
Yes.
like that. Like,
Yes.
I prefer like the ghosts. I prefer even psychological ones, like
Okay.
psychological horror,
Okay.
like the suspense, or like even something such as like that was on Netflix recently, just popped to my head, but Hush, the one where yeah,
Yes. I
that was
saw that. Yes.
very, oh my, but see, like even stuff like that, but it just the ones where slasher films, the form of entertainment is
Mhm.
inflicting like serious pain upon another person, but like it's it's not like, I understand like even these like The Conjuring, there is pain being
Mhm.
inflicted on this person, right?
Mhm.
So, but something with slasher, it's just more real. It's something
Yeah.
about it, I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but
I know you're explaining it
yeah,
fine.
I don't rock with those, all right? Yeah.
Uh, and like, what about like during Halloween season? Like, are you a fan of like the haunts, like the haunted houses and the hay rides and all that?
I might sound crazy, but I think I'm so desensitized that they don't scare me, so no.
Okay, okay.
I just, like, walk through them and I'm like, "Well, this is cool."
This
But
is lame.
no, but I think it has a lot to do with, like, when you're an actor, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I know somebody's gonna be like, "Yeah, I got a horror, like, like, I got a scary house for you." And because I know I haven't been to the most scary ones. What are those? The Penthouse Asylum or something like that,
Oh
or
yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
haven't done those, but I've done just like the ones like, like the ones you find in Jersey or PA or whatever, but not the big ones, not the Penhurst Asylum, or
Okay.
there's another one like I can't do the ones where they touch you, but
Oh, okay.
do you know what I'm talking about? The ones where
Yes.
they put they like put things on you
Yeah.
and they'll
Yeah.
pull you, and
Hmm.
I can't do
Hmm.
that. That, like, that's actually horrifying.
Well, yeah. I mean, because it's like real now. It's not just like a fun thing that you're doing,
Like
like going
spooking you.
into like a
Yeah.
haunted house and you want to get scared, and it's like a whole process, and it's actually fun. But then when they start grabbing you and throwing you around, and that that takes the fun out of it.
Right. I'm like, this is traumatizing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I totally
There's
agreed with you there. Like, yeah.
Have you heard of that guy? I found out about him like a few years ago and it was so sick. I think there's like a whole YouTube video on him, but he had a haunted house that he made, and basically the attendees had to sign a waiver, and
I know
they were
exactly what you're talking
actually
about.
tortured. Like, they were choked
Mhm,
out, they had
mhm.
teeth ripped out, their hair. Wild.
I know. Like, why would you sign? First of all, why would you sign up for that? Like you know this is happening,
And
and
this
you
is the
still
thing.
go.
If you complete it, you win a cash prize. And this is the catch. He'll never let anyone complete it. Well,
Uh,
he tortures you. I don't know if anyone's completed. Maybe like one soul did, but like I'm pretty sure most people get tortured to the point of like they're obviously tapping out.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I don't
I,
know
no,
who's
no,
won,
no,
but
like that's sick. Like I would never do that. But then again, like I know what this house is, so I willingly don't want to go and sign a waiver. Like, no,
right.
what's gonna happen in
No,
this
people go back. There's people who sign it,
house?
get tortured, and then they're like, nah, I want to go back. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
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 not
that
my cup
no,
of tea. Not my cup
no,
of tea.
definitely not.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And, who's your favorite superhero and villain?
My favorite superhero is easily Wonder Woman.
Okay.
And my favorite villain, I think, would have to be um probably two obvious ones, but like the Joker.
The Joker, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I think those are my faves, my two faves.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
How about you?
Me, my
Yeah.
favorite superhero, probably, I'm the horror guy, so I love like horror based characters, even in like comic books. So my favorite was actually Ghost the Rider. Did you ever hear him?
Oh wait, I feel like I'm about to look that up. Ghost Rider. Oh my God,
Yeah,
Ghost Rider.
yeah.
He's played by Nicolas Cage.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, that was
yes.
a great film.
I know, I
Oh, I
know.
forgot about that. You just like
So,
unlocked a core memory. Okay,
oh
cool.
my God, yeah, like
Yeah.
he's probably my favorite hero. Like, because even though he was like in between, he was still
Mhm.
considered a superhero, and probably for like a villain, Venom. Even though now Venom is portrayed as a
Oh,
superhero,
I
but
was gonna say he's
in
actually
the
portrayed as a good guy.
well, yeah, but in like the Spider-Man films and the cartoons, he's actually the villain. But now,
Yes.
but then in the solo films, he's the hero. So
Those are good ones. Those are good ones. Yeah. Oh, I like that.
yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Venom. It was yeah, that was a great film. I
yeah.
only saw the first one, but the first one was great.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And what about gaming? Are you a fan of video games at all, or?
So I don't play anymore, I will be honest, but growing up, I definitely played more. Like Halo was my
Yeah,
jam, Gears
yeah.
of War was my jam. Um, and then, all those classic like games you play with your friends on the GameCube. So like a Mario Party, which if you have a Wii and you have Mario Party, I'm playing. So yeah, I definitely I do like video games. I just don't play them all the time, but
Yeah, of
um
course.
growing up those were definitely my favorite. Oh, and Call of Duty was fun too.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice,
Yeah.
nice. And if you were doing karaoke, what would be your go-to song?
Oh, my go-to song. Oh my God. So my go-to song, embarrassing, but it is Look at Me Now by Chris Brown
Oh yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
I rap every part and I would say I'm pretty darn good. So
Okay. Well, hey, I mean, you did your own little rap for the
I
movie,
yeah,
so yeah. Hey,
I mean, we still have to record my part, but yes, 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 yes. Oh,
and where can fans watch the movie when it comes out?
absolutely. So the date is now May 27th. So that's where it's premiering. So it's going to be a digital premiere on Saturday, May 27th at skyehoshi.com. So that's spelled SKYE. Hoshi is HOSHI.com. And I also want to make sure everybody you do follow Pure Magic Pictures on Instagram. That is where you can get your tickets to the Skye Hoshi digital premiere.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. That's great. Now everyone knows where to go.
Yes. Make sure you check it out.
And lastly, is where can fans follow you at?
Okay. So you can follow me at Olivia Roldan. That is my Instagram. You can also check me out on my podcast. I have a podcast as well.
Oh,
It's In the Moment with Liv and Vix. So that's ITM with Liv and Vix on Instagram, and on TikTok, it's at Liv and Vix. And you can find our podcast on all major streaming platforms.
awesome. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
Well, it was really fun chatting with you and meeting you, and thank you so much for doing this.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I really had such a great time talking with you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It really
Yes.
was. All right. Well, anytime you want to come back on and talk about anything you're doing, I'm more than happy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you have to come on to our pod. So we'll figure
Yeah,
something out. We'll
definitely.
figure something out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
All right. Well, definitely have a great night and great rest of the week.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.